Hi guys, welcome back to Two-Stroke Running Repairs. Today I have another great video for you, brought to you with the support of Hyway chainsaw parts. They've sent me some more parts to chuck into my 044. So today I'm going to be going over how to replace an intake boot and possibly a fuel line. So we'll jump straight into it. Alright, so here's my Stihl 044 that I'm chucking the new parts into. So what I'm going to do first is open up the bag and get the new part out. Grab the old part. The old part, just a quick comparison. It looks virtually identical, and it's a little bit stiffer. I'll show you what happened to the, so a little bit stiffer. The old one actually split here, so it wasn't sealing onto the cylinder, which I think is why this saw blew up in the first place, and I ended up with it. So, couple tools we're going to need for this. Mainly, we're going to need a 8mm socket, flat bladed screwdriver, and that should just about do us, and our T27 Torx head. So first things first, I'm going to grab my 8mm socket. I just look for the one that's used the most. Take off these two screws under the air filter cover. So I have already taken this one apart, so there's actually no carburetor in there at the moment. But basically what you're going to do is you're going to remove this flange. Take those little nuts off, chuck those in a container to keep them safe, and put your choke lever down, and this whole bit should come off. Set that to the side. Now you're into your carb box. You'll then have your carburetor on here, which I don't because I've already taken it apart. To take that off, you unscrew the little flathead screw under here and lift off this black bit. And then remove your trigger assembly. Then you can remove your carb. So that opens up that side. Now what I'm going to do is undo the Torx head screws here. And here you'll have your intake boot, and you'll see this little clamp around it holding it onto the cylinder. What you're going to do is you're going to take a flat blade screwdriver and you're going to screw that out so you can pop it off your cylinder, and then basically I like to just grab it from the inside here and pull it straight out. So that's how I do that. To put it back in, you do the same in reverse order. So you get your new intake boot. It's a little bit trickier to get on without totally dismantling the handle, which I really don't feel like doing. So basically, yeah, I'm going to have to pull this handle off just to make it a little bit easier. Pull that out a bit now, and that allows for much better action. Now I've got the clamp over. It only took forever. I've just got to hold the clamp still while I tighten it up. This is when it helps to actually have a nice, good flat blade screwdriver, not just your scrunch. And you want to tighten this up just until it's firm. Don't go crazy and tighten it all the way, because you end up putting too much tension on it and actually you can damage the intake boot or make it slip off, creating an air leak. So I think that's about good. So now I'll show you putting the carb back in. So we have the intake boot sticking out there, and you would have pulled this little metal bit out of your old one. You want to line it up so that it's ovular the same way as it was when you pulled it out. So the flattish sides go towards the two carb studs, and that just basically stops it squishing in on itself and popping through. Now you're going to get your carb. Hang on, I'm going to chuck a new fuel line in this, aren't I? So while I'm here, new fuel line. It's nice, soft, stretchy rubber. Pull the old one out. A kind of side note, I prefer these screw caps over the new flicky caps, just because you do them up and it's nice and simple. The flicky caps, you put them on the wrong way, or you don't get them on all the way and they click off, and that's a pain. So that's the old one, that's the new one. Quick comparison, they look the same, just as stretchy. So I'm gonna shove this. Carburetor on. Now we're going to grab our throttle linkage and we're going to hook that on. This little plate here that slides on the carburetor's nuts. There will be a little hook in the end of the cable. You basically line that up with the hole and turn it to hook it in, and then the other bit locks into the trigger, and make sure your trigger's sitting right in relation to your choke, otherwise you won't be able to throttle up your saw and you'll be trying to work out what's wrong with it. So that's going good. Now the final step is you get your flange back. Oh, before you do that, make sure you get your carburetor adjustment plate so it's easier to get your screwdriver in there. Line that up and make sure it locks in and through. Then I put it down into choke, slide my flange plate on, put the two little nuts, and then I'll chuck on this air filter they sent me to have a look at. Screw on this cover and we're good to go.